I'm under, well, sleep deprived somewhat. The rain. I think I'm going to post something I was writing, my thoughts on Australia and New Zealand from from 2 nights ago, 2 days ago. I was writing late at night. And I was thinking about the British returning, at least from New Zealand, to consolidate their numbers in Australia. The British and New Zealand, well, New Zealand's just so far away. New Zealand is so far away, I'd be surprised if the Japanese want New Zealand. But it is really far away. Australia, well, I thought the British and New Zealand could move to Australia. And that would be a preliminary move towards the British and Australia maybe moving to Europe and America, North America and Europe. The reason I was thinking of this is because of Northern Europeans having such a difficult time. Well, the reason the Northern Europeans got divided up like a teenage social group in a horror movie, it's because the Northern Europeans were acting out a little bit. It seems that the Bible was written in English. The first language of the Bible was English. The first edition of the Bible was English. And the story of the Romans, well, I had a hypothesis that Jesus Christ was a Northern European crucified in Rome. And then later I had a hypothesis that Jesus Christ was a Roman crucified in Northern Europe. So think of this. Key to unlock the intentional interpretation, how the Bible is supposed to be interpreted. Jerome, German Roman. And so you swap the Germans for the Romans. And the story of Jesus Christ is about a Roman, a Mediterranean, who gets crucified in Germany. So the idea is Northern Europeans being uncultured and underestimating the Northern Europeans being barbarians. This is the idea. Dwelling on the fringe, far out, on the periphery, is what they mean by the fringe, is out on the periphery. The Northern Europeans were always isolated from the social innovations and much of the progress of technology, because technology progress, a lot of that is determined by two factors: numbers the greater number of people will make more progress, and the density of the population. So the greater the number of people in a higher density, the more they will learn and advance human progress together, whether it's technology or anything else. So even though Northern Europeans are, on average, the most cognitively gifted, that doesn't mean Northern Europeans are always going to be first to achieve this or that or the other. So where the population density is highest and the numbers, the numerical population is the highest and the population density is the highest, they share knowledge, and it doesn't take a genius to learn a lot of components, that components of knowledge that are self-assembling. We discover one component of knowledge, components of a system of knowledge. Okay, a system of technology requiring many components of items you have to know. Once you know one item, you can find it not very difficult to see how it relates to another item of knowledge. So two related items of knowledge are going to be assembled. For instance, printers technology is going to intersect with photographer's technology, and then the intersection of printers technology and photographer's technology is going to intersect with electronics circuit design. So these are intersecting technologies. Well, there's the printer's technology specifically was the printer's technology was the manufacturing of printing plates from photography technology. There's optical technology, which leads to photography. Okay. The printer's technology is to create a printing plate. Let's say it's made out of aluminum. It used to be engraved copper, but then someone figured out, it seems, that you can etch the plate with acid instead of cutting it with a chisel. I think it's sort of a corner-shaped chisel. Gouging it with a corner-shaped chisel to make an engraving pattern for printing, for the printing press. The printing press leads to the printing plate. The printing plate leads to photo engraving for circuitry. So all these little components of technology intersect where they have a relationship to advance a third technology. So this is an explanation for why it is that it doesn't take the smartest person, but it's an advantage to have a more numerous population, and it's an advantage to have a higher population density combined with a more numerous population. But there are people who are Northern Europeans who are contributors, but there's too much. There's been a encouraging by fake historians encouraging Northern Europeans to believe that we invented a lot of things that we did not know first, but they're putting it out in front of us and saying, congratulations, white people, you did this. And then there's a little key that they can show us later that says, actually not. It wasn't you. So if you read Wikipedia and then you read the older and original, smaller Encyclopedia Britannica about the inventions of white people, and you look at the patent office and you look at the history of science and the names of the scientific units, there's a lot of falsification of the history of technology.